None could have predicted the horror that befell the Fukuryu Maru. This was a fishing boat, a vessel of hope and livelihood for its crew, who set out to sea with dreams of a bountiful catch. Little did they know, their journey would take a dark and tragic turn. A true tale of tragedy. March 1st, 1954. This date would be etched into the annals of history, not for a great discovery or a moment of triumph, but for a catastrophe that would send shockwaves across the globe. A day that would forever scar history. The events of this day would serve as a grim reminder of the destructive power of human innovation when wielded without caution. The U.S. detonates Castle Bravo, the most powerful nuclear bomb tested. The explosion was a display of sheer force, a testament to the advancements in nuclear technology. But with great power comes great responsibility, and the fallout from this test would prove catastrophic. Unbeknownst to the U.S., 80 miles away, a Japanese fishing boat, the Fukuryu Maru, sails into a deadly cloud. The crew, unaware of the impending danger, continued their daily routines, casting nets and hauling in their catch, oblivious to the invisible threat looming above. Radioactive fallout rains down. Invisible, deadly. The ash, a byproduct of the nuclear explosion, settled on the boat and its crew, coating everything in a fine, deadly dust. The crew? Oblivious. They had no way of knowing that this seemingly harmless ash was laden with radioactive particles, each one a tiny harbinger of doom. They continued their work, unaware of the silent killer. The men laughed and joked, their spirits high as they went about their tasks, completely unaware that their lives were about to change forever. Hours later, symptoms appear. The first signs were subtle, a slight nausea, a feeling of weakness. But as time passed, the symptoms grew more severe. Burns, nausea, weakness. The crew began to realize that something was terribly wrong. Their skin burned, their stomachs churned, and a profound fatigue set in. Fear spreads like wildfire. Panic set in as the men tried to understand what was happening to them. The realization that they were in grave danger dawned slowly, but once it did, it was all-consuming. Back in Japan, the crew's condition worsens. Radiation poisoning. Death looms. The men were rushed to hospitals, but the doctors were ill-equipped to handle such a crisis. Radiation poisoning was a relatively new and poorly understood phenomenon. One crew member succumbs, becoming the first victim of nuclear fallout. His death was a stark reminder of the lethal consequences of radiation exposure. This wasn't just a tragedy for Japan. The incident caught the attention of the world, highlighting the dangers of nuclear testing and the far-reaching impact of radioactive fallout. The world watched in horror. News of the Fukuryu Maru spread quickly, and people everywhere were shocked and appalled by the suffering of the crew. The Fukuryu Maru incident exposed the terrifying consequences of nuclear testing. One decision. Countless lives affected. The fallout from Castle Bravo was not just a local disaster. It was a global wake-up call. Never forget the Fukuryu Maru. The legacy of the Fukuryu Maru lives on, a somber reminder of the human cost of nuclear ambition. Monuments and memorials stand in honor of the crew, ensuring that their sacrifice is never forgotten. The sea, once a source of life and sustenance, became a silent witness to the tragedy. The waves that carried the Fukuryu Maru now carry the echoes of its story, a tale of caution for future generations. The Fukuryu Maru incident also sparked a wave of anti-nuclear sentiment. People around the world began to question the wisdom of nuclear testing, leading to protests and calls for disarmament. In the wake of the disaster, international treaties and agreements were forged, aiming to prevent such tragedies from occurring again. The world had learned a harsh lesson, and steps were taken to ensure that the horrors of the Fukuryu Maru would not be repeated. Today, the Fukuryu Maru is remembered not just as a tragedy, but as a catalyst for change. Memorials and educational programs continue to remind us of the importance of nuclear safety and the need for vigilance in the face of technological advancements. As the sun sets on the horizon, we are reminded of the delicate balance between progress and caution. The story of the Fukuryu Maru is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for a safer, more responsible world. The Fukuryu Maru crew, ordinary men with extraordinary courage, faced an unimaginable ordeal. Their story is not just one of suffering, but of resilience and the human spirit's capacity to endure and overcome. The Japanese government and public were galvanized by the incident. The Fukuryu Maru became a symbol of the unforeseen consequences of nuclear testing, prompting a national dialogue on safety and responsibility. Internationally, scientists and experts convened to discuss the implications of nuclear fallout. The Fukuryu Maru Incident underscored the need for stringent safety measures and international cooperation in the realm of nuclear technology. The crew's families were left to grapple with the long-term impact of the incident. Their lives were irrevocably changed, and their communities bore the scars of this tragedy for generations. Today, advancements in technology and stringent safety protocols aim to prevent such incidents. The legacy of the Fukuryu Maru continues to influence policies and practices, ensuring that the lessons learned are not forgotten. The Fukuryu Maru and its crew will forever be remembered. Their story is a powerful reminder of the need for vigilance, responsibility, and the human cost of technological advancement.